years ago, a French poet named Jacques was walking down the street. And as he walked along his way, he saw a beggar asking for money. And for whatever reason, Jacques decided this day to stop and ask him how it is going. The beggar looked in his direction and Jacques noticed that he was in fact blind. In fact, he had a sign that said, "I am blind," and the beggar said, "Well, it's not going very well. People walk by and they don't leave any money in my hand. Would you give me some money?" Well, Jacques said, "Well, I am a poor writer, so I have no money. But perhaps I could rewrite the sign for you." And the beggar said, "By all means." So Jacques took the cardboard, flipped it over, wrote a new sign, and then went about his day. Well, a few days later, Jacques was walking along the same path, came across the same beggar, and decided to ask the same question, said, "How it is going?" And this time the beggar's tune had changed. He said, "People have been so generous lately. They walk by, my hat fills up 3 times a day. Thank you for what you wrote on my sign." And what Jacques had written was this: "Spring is coming, but I won't soon." He changed the sign from "I am blind" to a story, and this story illustrates the power of storytelling, which is that great stories build relationships and make people care. People didn't care nearly as much about the blind man when he was simply asking for money, but when he shared what it was like to be in his shoes and he shared his story, they felt more empathy for him and they were more inclined to help him. Great stories build relationships and make people care, and research shows that this is true. Stories make us feel more connected to each other. If you think about the way we got civil rights, people who were from different background, different ideas, they came together because of the stories of their fellow humans who needed these rights. If you think about films like The Breakfast Club, which have misfits who are forced to come together for detention, and then they start to share the stories about their personal lives, their homes, their lives, their parents, their dreams. They come together and they form this bond that when they leave the detention, they suddenly have each other's back and they feel more connected and more empathy for each other. And even experiencing stories together will bring us together. This is why we go to movies with our friends. Why do we have trips with our families and our friends? We are experiencing this parallel activity where we don't interact with each other, and yet the story is something around which we can bond. And in fact, research shows that when you experience a story together, even if you are not interacting with each other, that story brings you together. So, as you can see, stories are powerful, and once you learn the mechanics of stories, you can use them to build relationships and make people care about you and about what you care about. If you do this, you'll be able to harness stories to improve your work, make better human connections, and even change your life. In the next session, we'll be going deeper to understand why great stories build relationships and make people care, and we'll meet you in the next session.